This is my last working day before moving to the Philippines from the Netherlands. And the week leading up to today, many colleagues have asked me, are you excited yet? Are you looking forward to it? And very, very deep down inside, yes. But today, mainly, I'm scared as anything and pretty freaking sad. Because the house is sold, my job is ending, Judy's job is ending, and there's no undo button anymore. And this is the phase that nobody really talks about. The phase where doubts creep in and they don't disappear. They get louder and louder. Let me break down a couple of those fears and doubts that have been popping up in the last couple of weeks. I worry about leaving behind amazing friends, family. I worry about fitting in Philippines, about Theo fitting in school. I worry about our business ideas succeeding. I worry about leaving behind a stable job and income. I'm actually about to go to my last lunch meeting with a client which I've been collaborating with for years. And it will be my last act of service for the company I've been with for over 11 years. And with all of that ending and the departure date coming closer, you start to value much of what you have, the house you stay in, the neighbors you have, the friends, family, everything. And with that comes the worry and fear that you're not sure if you're going to be able to build there what you have today here. And that comes with a bit of sadness and very much mixed feelings. Are you looking forward? Yes, but this phase is definitely coming with a lot of sadness, to be honest. I just had my last client meeting, and it's the very last thing I had to do professionally before submitting my company car later this week. But it also reminds me that closing this chapter after more than 11 years is what has to be done to create the space to be able to open a new one, I guess. And I can almost hear you think, why do you want to start a new chapter at all? You live in the Netherlands, you have a stable job, you have a company car, you have a nice house to live in. And these are all facts, but the cost of staying is undeniable. I know for a fact that my salary won't go up in the coming years nearly as close to what it has been in the last 4 years. While I also know for a fact that in the coming years our house payment will go up with well over 20%. I know that Theo's daycare and after school care keeps going up with over 10% every year. Then I'm not even talking about the energy bill, the health insurance bill, the grocery cost. All of these things go directly at the quality of life staying here. And then I'm only talking about financial elements. In general, I'm quite concerned with the direction that the Netherlands, but on the bigger picture Europe, is heading, as well economically as socially. But this is not so much about running away from all of that. This is more about grabbing the opportunity to choose a place where we can build our family and be surrounded by the values that we actually support. I've said this in earlier videos that I'm not naive enough to think that in Philippines everything will be better and it will be so much greater than here in the Netherlands, because it won't. It won't be all rosy. But we choose to embrace the uncertainty anyway, because the potential reward is that we're able to shape our own path, our own future, our way forward together as a family there. And that comes with fears, because it means letting go of things here. But you might recognize this, that I feel that we have become in a position here that we're kind of stuck. The last 5 years I've been developing so much at work, so much as a person, as a father, as a husband. But the last few years have been kind of stabilizing, which is relaxed and stable, but it starts to tick a little bit that I want to move forward, start developing myself again. And I don't see that path so much here in the Netherlands. We feel kind of stuck, and moving forward with this uncertainty, it opens up the entire playbook to develop in the ways that we want to move forward to, that we see worthy chasing. And that, even though it's really shit to say goodbye to a lot of things that we have here, is something that does make me enthusiastic, even though I'm not that enthusiastic at the moment. But stepping out of your comfort zone is the first but most important step to start growing and developing yourself again. And that is something that we've been forced to look at very honestly lately. Because comfort by itself, there's nothing wrong with that. Comfort means stability, predictability, knowing how things work. And our life has been really comfortable. And in many ways, it still is, but that comfort has slowly over the course of time changed into something else. And it's not necessarily chaos or stress, but more into this quiet feeling of, again, being stuck. The same routines, the same work patterns, the same conversations about the same challenges. Nothing dramatically wrong, but also nothing really pushing us anymore. And I believe that's the tricky thing about comfort, because
it can feel safe while slowly limiting your growth. Because growth by definition is uncomfortable. It means uncertainty. It means having to learn new things. It means being bad at things again and not having everything figured out. And to be completely honest, the things that scare me the most about this move are also the things that tell me that we're about to learn and grow again a lot. Because honestly, this move doesn't have anything guaranteed for us. Just one thing, and that is space. A lot of it. Space to build, to learn, to become a version of ourselves that isn't just optimized for stability, but for development. And I think many people confuse comfort with safety, because being stuck in a place where you stop growing and developing, that's not really safe either. Even if that means having to leave your safe space, your stuff, people that you love, to move forward and grow again. Because that is the chapter that we're in. A very, very sad chapter of saying goodbye to many things, our house, but mostly people that we love and grew up with or got to know over the course of many years. But that doesn't stop us from moving forward. And if you have been through a life-altering decision and you have some genuine advice for us, I would love to invite you to drop it in the comments. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to join us on the adventure that is to come, because it's coming close. See you in the next video. Bye bye.